Remember that the blazer was born to solve a specific problem. How do you look polished and appropriate without being overly formal? That problem has only become more relevant in our current era of confused dress codes. What if I told you that the most versatile piece in modern menswear started as bright, striped sporting attire that was so vivid people called it a blazer, because it seemed to blaze with color. The navy blazer we know today has a fascinating backstory that helps explain why it works so well in our modern wardrobes. And understanding that evolution might change how you think about this essential piece. This is episode 7 of the Thought for Style podcast. Today I want to explore what makes the navy blazer such a unique garment by looking at where it came from and how it developed into what I consider the ultimate problem solver for the modern man's wardrobe. By the end, you will understand not just why I think every man should own a navy blazer, but how its unique development created the perfect garment for complicated modern dress codes. Now, I think most of my viewers are pretty familiar with the concept of a navy blazer and why it's so appealing to most of us. But there might be a few historical points of knowledge that will make you appreciate the navy blazer a bit more. So let's dive in. According to menswear historian Alan Flusser, the blazer story begins in the 1880s in English sporting environments, particularly cricket clubs. These early blazers weren't the navy pieces we know today. They were decorated with stripes and club colors, and some were so bright they became known as blazers, because they seemed to blaze with vivid colors. Flusser describes how these blazers were paired with flannel trousers and straw boaters, creating familiar Edwardian sporting attire. It was distinctly casual athletic wear, nothing to do with formal dressing. These sporting blazers were joined by versions inspired by the English Navy's reefer jacket, featuring gilt buttons and often club badges on the breast pockets. What I really find compelling is how the blazer's DNA comes from practical active wear that needed to look smart while being functional. That dual nature, practical but polished, is exactly what makes modern blazers still so useful and relevant. The blazer quickly became a way to signal membership, whether in a cricket club, yacht club, or university. It announced that you belonged to something exclusive. Nowadays you might be an outsider for wearing a navy blazer because it comes off as overdressed for many men, but that's another topic. The blazer's next evolution happened across the Atlantic, where wealthy Americans in the 1920s transformed it into something entirely new. Navy blazers with white trousers became the dashing sports outfit for wealthy American men. By the 1930s, something interesting happened. The standard dark blue at that time began being overshadowed by much brighter shades, different kinds of blues and also greens. These blazers came in solid colors, piped at edges, or bold regatta stripes, becoming a summer sensation as lightweight alternatives to heavier jackets. This is when the blazer found its true calling. It became the bridge between workday and weekend wear. It was more polished than a sports jacket, think a tweed jacket, but less formal than a suit. It could handle business meetings in the morning and yacht club dinners in the evening. And I think it still bridges these formality spectrums perfectly today. During this period, people began understanding that blazer formality could be adjusted through specific design choices, and it still counts today. For example, double-breasted versus single-breasted, double-breasted being usually more formal. Flap pockets versus patch pockets, flap being the more formal variation. Peak lapels versus notch lapels, peaked being the more formal one. The choice of trousers, dark for business, light for leisure. This systematic approach to formality through design details is something we still use today. However, many men don't have this knowledge, plus in a casual-leaning world where everything seems to go, you won't be criticized if your flat-pocket navy blazer has peak lapels. At the end, you should find your own style and choose the details that you enjoy most. That's at least my philosophy. By the late 1930s, something interesting had happened. According to Flusser's research, the plain back blazer had become the leading odd jacket style in America, overtaking more elaborate sport jackets. Fashion writers of the time described the blazer as having almost chameleon-like versatility. It worked for country or travel, paired well with various trouser styles from flannels to jeans, could be dressed up with ties or kept casual, and adapted to different climates through fabric choice. During this period, certain button conventions became established. The most traditional choice was brass or gilt buttons. Plain, flat gilt buttons with shanks were considered the classiest option, but there were alternatives that developed over time. Dulled nickel or silver for certain styling preferences, and off-white mother-of-pearl for lighter blue fabrics. How does this history connect to the modern navy blazer and why I consider it essential today? Remember that the blazer was born to solve a specific problem. How do you look polished and appropriate without being overly formal? That problem has only become more relevant in our current era of confused dress codes. I believe the blazer is the ultimate chameleon in terms of formality. From wearing it with a tie and smart trousers to relaxed jeans and roll neck sweaters, it adapts to almost any modern dress code. From a pure cost per wear perspective, almost no other garment in my wardrobe gets used as much as my navy blazers. Given how much wear a navy blazer gets, it's worth purchasing in the best construction you can afford. This is one piece where quality is worth it through years of regular use. If you're new to blazers, start with the classic navy in a textured fabric with subtle buttons. Once you understand how it works in your wardrobe, you can experiment with different formality levels and details. The blazer has survived 140 years because it constantly slides smoothly between different formality levels that almost no other garments can do. The navy blazer isn't just another piece of clothing, it's 140 years of problem-solving evolution, perfectly designed for our modern style challenge. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.